Welcome to the introduction section of the Watershed-Wise Landscape Professional Certification Program. This is the premise on which we are going to operate for the next 10 modules. Essentially, we are going to prove to each other that when you tug on one thing in nature, you find it connected to the rest of the world. I think this is really one of the most important things for us as landscape professionals to understand, is that for a long time, we've been considered kind of outside the environmental movement, when in reality, we are at the center of things. In fact, my job and the job of the other instructors over this course is to turn you into a watershed-wise landscape professional superhero. And what that means is that you are going to be empowered to make changes in the way that you operate and really share the knowledge with other people in your sphere. You're going to have superpowers that are going to help you to see inside of landscapes so that you're not overawed by how they appear, by the aesthetics of things. And really, you're able to get at the functionality of those landscapes. You know, what's really going on here and how can we improve those functions, and how can we identify ways that we can make landscapes far more resilient going into the future. So you're here, glad for it. And I imagine that you're wondering, you know, what are some of the benefits of getting this particular certification maybe over others? And I think that, of course, one of the great things about this certification is that, yes, it is essentially an irrigation system auditor certification. So you will be able to, work in the sphere of irrigation system auditing. You're going to be qualified for that. But we have a kind of different take on things here at G3. We are looking at outdoor water use efficiency, not just as being about irrigation water. We're also looking at rainwater capture, and we're looking at soil moisture holding. And by looking at this, very holistic approach, we are able to actually plus that irrigation system auditing certification. So when you become a watershed-wise landscape professional, a certified one, you're able to use these two logos on your website, on your business cards, in any way for marketing. So the one on the left is the EPA badge, look for WaterSense, and the one on the right is the G3 Watershed-Wise Landscape Professional badge. Your name and all of your contact information that you filled out a few minutes ago is going to be put in the EPA WaterSense searchable database. So you are there and people can find you as an irrigation system auditor. You will also be on the new G3 searchable database, which will help you to connect perhaps with more local community. Through WaterSense, you have job opportunities with their federal facilities, with LEED projects, various home builders. There are many, many organizations that are WaterSense partners, and they make it a priority to work with certified landscape professionals that have a certification from an organization that is a WaterSense professional certifying organization such as G3. So, and in addition to all of that, you are able to provide technical assistance to us here at G3. This program, for example, was created not just by myself and by Marianne, the other instructor, but by many certified professionals who had an eye on what was going on and had their input into the program. So that's how we operate here. And we actually employ people who are certified professionals to teach for us, to work on projects. So it is not just a social community, but also an economic community. Now, There are 6 components of the WWLP, or WELP we call it, certification, and those are this coursework. So all the 10 modules in the introduction will qualify you on the coursework. You'll get a certificate for completion of that coursework. Then there is a final examination, and that final examination is broken into essentially 4 sections. One of which is a general knowledge section. You need an 80% pass rate in order to get past that general knowledge session. And then there are 3 very specific knowledge sections that have questions pertaining to total irrigation runtime, irrigation system auditing and distribution uniformity, and water budgeting and rainwater capture. And those 3 sections are all pass, no pass. In other words, you need to get 100% on those sections. And on this online environment, you're under a time constraint. So it behooves you to spend time on the individual modules as you build up to that final exam to really practice answering questions as quickly as you possibly can. That will help you in the final exam. So once you have the course certificate and you've passed the final exam, both categories, general and specific, then you will complete a site evaluation practicum. It's a spreadsheet and an assignment, essentially, that has a little bit of drawing and a little bit of thinking involved in it. You put that together and you upload that to us through this course. And when we have all of that together, you are officially a certified professional, and we notify you of that. We send you the package of your badges and logos and all that other sort of stuff. And then going forward on an annual basis, you're going to maintain your CEUs in this certification. It takes 6 professional CEUs. And essentially, that is equivalent to 6 hours of professional development. We have a pretty wide range of programs that are accepted into our CEU program. More on that later. And then you also need to maintain a membership in the G3 Soil Party. And that means that you continue to be a part of the G3 community and you pay a small annual fee to manage things like the website and the administrative work for keeping the WaterSense site, the reporting for the WaterSense site. Now, what happens if you don't pass the exam? Because you only get one shot at it through this course. And it's totally possible that you'll miss something in one of the 100% pass sections for whatever reason. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be given other opportunities, one at a time, but you'll be given other opportunities to have access to a final exam to take that section again. So you don't have to take the entire exam again. You just have to take that section again. And we will have a prorated fee, essentially a retake fee for accessing the course and getting a new section in order to take it to pass. So it's really the cumulative attempts at the final exam that is your total examination rate. So, if you pass 3 sections, but there's one that stumped you, well, you get to do that again, and it'll be a nominal fee to do that. You're still a member of the G3 community, no matter what happens, even if you don't submit your site evaluation. I can't believe how many people don't finish everything, pass the exam, and don't submit their site evaluation, so they can't be certified. Don't be one of those people, okay? But you're a member of the G3 community, and we will be giving you discounts on other training that we're doing and other resources that we're in the process of building. So your annual membership and CEU renewals begin in the calendar year after your training. So for this year, you don't need to make any additional payments unless you're doing a retake of the exam. And then next year, you'll get a notification that you need to maintain your CEUs and membership. So the WaterSense program is a really quite amazing program. It was developed to help Americans save water, and it has done that. And I'm just getting my notes because I want to make sure that I get everything exactly right about WaterSense. You will be tested on a couple of things having to do with WaterSense. Really, the most important thing is, I mean, it was founded in 2006, and you can see that, since 2006, there's been quite a lot of water saved. And as you will learn in future sections, that translates into other kinds of conservation, not just water conservation. WaterSense is a volunteer participation program that makes it simple to find water efficient products, new homes, and programs that meet the EPA's criteria for efficiency and performance. When you purchase a product that has the WaterSense label, or you work with a professional that has been certified by a WaterSense professional certifying organization like G3, you are essentially guaranteed that those products and services will use at least 20% less water than comparable products and services. So it's a really valuable label in terms of water conservation. I think WaterSense is best known for its equipment that it certifies. It does independent third-party testing of equipment, and also professionals, right? So that's what this is about. But on the equipment side, it's irrigation controllers, sprinkler bodies, and there's something else, and I will tell you what that is in a second. So they also keep track of water consumption in the US, and the average daily water use in the US, it's kind of interesting, about 30% of the average American household water is actually used in the landscape. And that is the reason that WaterSense has focused on irrigation products and irrigation auditing, design, and maintenance professionals. And approximately 9 billion gallons of water every day are used in the outside by Americans. I mean, it's an incredible amount of water when you think about it, right? Every day. And 50% of that, or 4.5 billion gallons, is actually wasted through inefficient irrigation primarily, and other outdoor water waste, but it's primarily irrigation. So you can understand how important this particular certification is, and the whole program for WaterSense certified products is. That ends the introduction, and now we're going to launch into the program. Thanks for joining.